What is up? Wolfden. Oh, it's 7:30 in the morning here in Pacific. Typically, I'm up a couple hours by now, but I slept in a little bit, so might be dragging. But I'm gonna do my best to get through this one. This should be a fun one, and fun in my way, which is still monotone as fuck. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up if you are here. Let me know that you can hear me. You know how this goes. I have gone like 30 minutes with a mic that wasn't working before finding out nobody could hear me. So just let me know before I carry on. It's chilly this morning here in Seattle. I got spoiled at the Dallas event with the weather. So, good morning. Law offices of Jacob J. Loud and clear. Awesome. Thank you. This should be nice and quick. You guys should all be like getting ready for Thanksgiving and stuff, So let's get into it. Let's do this the quick way. Do me a favor, hit a thumbs up if you are live or if you're watching a replay. We don't do any marketing at all. The only way anybody knows we're here is if you share these videos with them, or we just have a little tiny bit of engagement. These comments are great. Hear ya. Thank you. Loud and clear. Appreciate you. Good. I have a good idea of the lag on this thing based on the comments. So Wolfden, let's look at Bitcoin down here. Bitcoin's trying to fool us all into thinking it's going to just go down. You watch it, though. You watch next week. Bitcoin's not going to keep going down. All right. So here's some cool stuff. I'm going to throw a whole bunch of stones at what it's going to seem like I'm throwing stones at CoinMarketCap. I'm not. I'm throwing stones at goofy humans. CoinMarketCap is just a tool they use, and I'll explain in a minute. So you see Wolfie's got listed. You see Guardian got listed. Wolfie's is already on 226 watch list. Do me a favor, put it on your watch list. Click this little button here. Tell the whole world, hey, you know what? I'm feeling good about Wolfie's today. So you click this little good button right here. I don't know why it's not working for me. Same with Guardian. Put it on your watch list. And if you're in the Wolfden, good. 100% goods. All right, so you're going to click this little star here, and then click good. And look at this. Look at this history. And I'm going to share this with you because I want to show you guys something. Okay, look at this history. This is only from the day it was listed on CoinMarketCap. This is not the whole history of Guardian. It starts on the day it was listed. So you see Wolf Pups doesn't have much history. You go to all. Doesn't have much history. Okay? What Wolf Pups actually looks like is this. Now let me tell you guys something pretty cool something that happened, and then we'll get on with our regularly scheduled programming. Right here was an arbitrage bot, right? So we got a partnership with, I think, Baby Swap, and when we added liquidity, an arbitrage bot just happened to hit us right here. Actually, it was Ape Swap. We added liquidity to Ape Swap. We got hit with an arbitrage bot right here. It just looked like boom. It was a huge sell-off because an arbitrage bot buys from one DEX and sells on another where there's a price discrepancy. But for just a split second, there was a huge price discrepancy and a bot caught it. So this is what it looked like, right? It was just a straight, we were sitting up here, cruising along. Wolfies does this, and then boom, straight drop off. Now one of our Guardians, I joke about it all the time, but it's actually pretty cool. One of our Guardians caught this, and so I was sitting here live watching this happen because we were actually adding a new partner. And I was like, what the hell just happened? And then all these little green candles come in, right? And I'll just say his name is Bill because that's his Telegram name. In Telegram, Bill's like, guys, I'm sitting on the beach buying these Wolfies. Don't worry. So single-handedly stopped the panic and FUD right here. I was still trying to figure out what the hell happened. This dude just started buying. Now, he bought right here. Just by being a supporter of our project. I don't think he asked any questions. I think he just saw this and was like, oop, I'm going to help out. He just bought a shit ton right here. Now, look how much effing money that guy made. It's a lot. 3... So that right there is 10x from where he bought. this would be another 10x. Right, somewhere right up here would be another 10x. So if we get up here, he's 100x from that purchase. Pretty cool, right? So really happy about that, because that was a ballsy move to just start buying this straight drop off, and hope he's filthy rich. I hope he's filthy rich. Hey, Moon Boys have been flocking. Yes, they have. So this is what Wolfie's chart actually looks like. This is what the Guardian chart looks like. Now let me show you something. When we come back to here, you can see that Guardian was listed on 10/7. Okay. October 7th. So we go back here and we say September, October. Let me guess what's going to happen. Okay. Boom. Right here. See that green candle? Let's see if I can magnify this for you. See this? Boop. That was probably the listing right there. Happens every time. Boop. Green candle. But then we had this nice trajectory. CoinMarketCap listing. Damp. Look at the history of CoinMarketCap listings. Every token that has been a serious project fucking tanks after CoinMarketCap. It typically recovers if it's a good project. So when people come into the group and they say, when CoinMarketCap, when CoinGecko, and we say, never, please go away, it's because we know what they are trying to do. What they are trying to do is buy the rumor, okay, see if I can find it, of CoinMarketCap, so that they can sell the news once it gets listed. That makes sense? That's why we don't cater to that bullshit. We don't. And no offense, if you think CoinMarketCap is like your criteria, that's fine. You are a pumper and a dumper, and that's okay. That's your style. That's just not what we're here for. So when people are like, when CoinMarketCap, we need CoinMarketCap, when CoinGecko, why aren't you listed? They're actually looking for some hint that you're going to give them an exit. Okay? And the reason we don't want to cater to that, I'll show you why. And this is the rule that we have. Made it up last night, but we've been operating this way for a while. Don't get them to buy the rumor, and there's nobody to sell the news. The house will win again. Okay? Let me see if I can show you an example of what this looks like. This is really, really important if you want to be in crypto. Everybody's going to try to get on the hype train, and all the hype train does is obliterate. Where's it at? All the hype train does is obliterate the good holders. Okay? So when people come in and say, when CoinGecko, when is this live? When is that live? They're trying to buy the rumor. They're trying to get in early so that when it's announced, and this happens, you'll see it on Wolf Pups. This is when it was announced. Okay? So they could dump. Look how fast that dumped right back down to like baseline. One of the reasons this didn't keep pumping and dumping is because I muted the chat. Basically, like, you're idiots. I'm not dealing with you. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Now, what happens, because we try to stay 10 steps ahead, is we were sitting about right here. Okay? We were sitting about right here. And CoinMarketCap was listed. We got like 150 new holders in a matter of minutes, right? And they're all Moon Boys. They're all trying to ride CoinMarketCap. All they did was buy and sell from each other, right? They just traded money between them. Maybe somebody came out on top, but probably not, because Wolfies has a 5% tax. So we just had 150 people trading back and forth in this short amount of time, wrecking each other. The house wins because we collected a 5% tax on all of this. And then we settled right back to baseline. So look at this trend. It is right about, it's almost exactly. Look at this, from this low to 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 this low. It is in almost a perfect trend line. Okay? This keeps our feedback loop. This protects our holders. If we said CoinMarketCap is coming somewhere right here, then everybody that bought between November 15th and here would have dumped right up here. If we tried to get people excited, spread a rumor, hype them up, all these people, we'd have a lot more buys in here, and they would be waiting, and they would have dumped on all of you last night. Make sense? So all we do is we stay 15 steps ahead of the market. We did not give them a rumor, so there was nobody to sell the news. That's why marketing in crypto is bullshit. Like marketing a coin, marketing a service or a product, fine, right? You want to market the utility of something? Great. But marketing a coin is bullshit, and it will always get you dumped on. Always. Sure, it might recover. If you're diamond-handed, you might be fine. Okay. So when somebody comes in and says, when coin market cap, when marketing, when billboards, we just say we're not interested in that. Because what we know is that you are trying to get into the rumor so you can wait for the news and dump on our holders. Right? Engineered. Right here. House wins again. The house will keep winning because we will not give in to the way people expect us to do it. Parabolic in perpetuity. It's a comment in the YouTubes there. I know who that is, but I won't dox him again. Right? So the reason this stays like this is because we know how to build things. We know human psychology. We know what people are really trying to accomplish. Okay. So you can see this was definitely this green candle right here. This was definitely the coin market cap listing. It doesn't keep going up. We did the same thing with Guardian. There was nobody. What most projects do is they have people buying here. Sorry. We have people buying here or even over here just waiting for coin market cap, right? And every day they're like, coin market cap's coming, coin market cap's coming, CoinGecko's coming, advertising's coming. And you end up getting all holders. All of your holders, a majority of your holders are just waiting for the announcement so that they can be the fastest to dump. Does that make sense? That's why we don't fuck around with silly moon boys in marketing. We have the healthiest charts in like all of crypto right now. And people, if they don't get it, they don't get it. That's okay. We do get it. That's all that matters. What about buses though? Yeah, it's true. We do need, like, preferably in like third world countries, billboards on buses. What are the reasons for listing on CoinMarketCap? Well, CoinMarketCap is a great resource. It really is, right? Like, check it out. You can build your portfolio. I never update it, but you know, you can build your portfolio on here. You can go to CoinMarketCap. It shows you the top coins. Like, CoinMarketCap is an amazing research tool. It is. But Moon Boys have learned that they can sit here and they can wait for recently added. And because most tokens have been trying to pump up the hype, then there's a bunch of people already in Seamless, right? So people want to jump in and try and dump on their holders. Seamless swap. So CoinMarketCap is a phenomenal tool. CoinGecko is a phenomenal tool. You want to do research, you want to check in on something, you want to track your you can track your portfolio. You can look at different categories, NFTs, Metaverse. You can look at Polkadot, you can look at BSC, you can look at Solana. So you got all the networks here. Phenomenal research tool. Phenomenal research tool. It's not a bad thing to get listed on CoinMarketCap at all. That's why I just said, hey guys, go put this on your watch list and like it. Like, CoinMarketCap is a great place to do research on tokens. It's just that a whole bunch of moon boys have been taught that you can sit here and wait for new listings and go blow them up and dump on them, right? So CoinMarketCap's great. What we want to use it for, we want to use CoinMarketCap as like a reference manual. Meaning you come into you watch these videos, you're interested, so you want to check out Guardian. You could do your research on CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap or in our white paper. Like, everybody has the way that they like to do their research, and we want to provide that for them. It's just not a pump and dump. It's not a hype tool. It's like a legitimate utility here. Like, you want to learn about Guardian, here's a website, here's the explorers. You can come to our mediums. Here's our white paper. You can see all of like our trading volume is wrong, but that's just because Night is not registering as a DEX yet. So we're working on getting Night. So it's a legitimate resource hub. It really is. It's just idiots. People are being people, Wolfie, so all this volume here, we know that they're not really paying attention. This $204,000 in the last 24 hours, that all came from CoinMarketCap pumpers and dumpers, because our people buy from NightSwap for the most part, right? These all came from Pancake, because NightSwap does not. See, ApeSwap and PancakeSwap are the only DEXs that are registering right now. So probably 80% of our volume is not even registering it right now. That's fine. Yep. Moon Boys are eating Cheetos in the mom's basement. Yeah, for the most part. It's pretty gnarly. So that's why we don't give rumors. Can't you tell me when it's coming? No. What's coming up next on the road? Where's your roadmap? We don't have one. We don't have one because what you're really trying to do is determine when you can buy in order to dump. That's why we don't have a roadmap. That's why we don't make promises in marketing. We know what you're trying to do. Okay? Excuse me. Next, as I roll through the Twitters, there's cognitive distortion, huge cognitive distortion, all or nothing thinking. And let me tell you where that comes from is always think. In crypto especially, right? I would always think, how can I split my aces if you're worried about going all in? I'm okay with going all in if you have conviction. If you do not have conviction, split your aces. So somebody's asking me, I really think this token is going to go parabolic, but I want to provide liquidity and get yield. So they were all stressing out about impermanent loss. Hey, and first of all, if you're ever stressed about impermanent loss, get out of our ecosystem. Your brain is not operating on and I mean that politely, as politely as possible. Your brain is not operating in a place where you're going to be successful in crypto. I don't want to be responsible for it. Impermanent loss assumes that, one, you know the future with certainty, and one, you know the future. Two, you are coming from a place of what could I possibly lose in some scenario, and three, you don't have a solvable problem. Because if you had a solvable problem, if you knew providing liquidity for Guard BUSD is going to get 70% and that solves all my problems, then why would you be worried about a permanent loss? You are actually thinking about doing something that creates less certainty in order to get more upside that you don't even need. That is not our methodology. However, if you're worried about a permanent loss, you could split your aces, meaning you put half of your supply in a farm to provide liquidity. So half of your supply is printing out a reliable passive income, right? And the other half is exposed to the market. So you still have the upside, right? And so even if that asset does a 10x, half your supply did a 10x, the other half is spitting out 70%, you're winning in a very big way. Of course, if that asset gets cut in half, that half is worth half now. But the reliable side is still kicking out a percent. So when you're really stuck, you don't have conviction on something. Good question in crypto, because the asymmetry is so great. You can split your aces. Think, how can I split my aces? Should I do this or this? Well, how can I split my aces? How can I put half over here and half over here? Right? Well, that makes sense. But the reality is, if you're not willing to split your aces and you don't have conviction and you're spending a lot of time thinking about impermanent loss, the Wolfden ecosystem is a little bit too sophisticated and advanced, right? Counterintuitively, because of its simplicity. You can still get support. We're still happy to help. You can go into the night Discord, and we are far less pretentious. Half joking, but the reality is, the Wolfden is the methodology is extremely sophisticated in the sense that you have to rewire your brain to be successful. And if you're not willing to do that, that's okay. But pro tip, even for those that are not willing, just think, how can I split my aces? I want this, but I also want this. That's not a dilemma. They're not necessarily diametrically opposed. You put half over here and half over here. You get exposure to both. Not super complicated, but for some reason, the human mind wants to do all or nothing. It wants to ape in, ape out. Not super good at splitting the aces. So just something to think about. Hope that's helpful. And drop in the comments. I'm going to go through the comments and the questions in just a moment. First, let me let you watch me click through Twitter. whenever I become aware of someone mentioning Wolfie's price in my head, I hear Morla, the Ancient One, say, not that it matters, but yes. Again, that's why we look like this. That's why we look like this. We will use CoinMarketCap. We will use, because now what we can do, I don't know what it looks like now, but oftentimes one of my favorite things to do when the market is down is for this to load, is you will see Guardian, not today, but you'll see all reds and you'll see Guardian's green. Now we can put Wolfies in here, and what we're going to see is we're going to see all reds and we're going to see Guardian and Wolfie's green. All right, so CoinMarketCap has lots of cool uses outside of just research. It's just not it's not a rumor that we want to sell. CoinMarketCap listed. If you're in the Telegram, you're going to see some new stuff. You could see yesterday I muted the Telegram. As soon as we listed on CoinMarketCap, it said, hey, we're muted. I don't want to deal with you stupid-ass moon boys, which really I think suppress a lot of this, which is good. Because this entire, no matter how big this green candle was, they've never seen any of our videos. They don't know about our base case. They don't know anything about our community. They don't know anything about the sophistication of our holders. So they were just going to dump. We were going to end up right back here, pretty much no matter what. And what we know is that on either side of a peak is a valley, and the deeper the valley, the stronger the emotional toll. So ending right here after this objectively is the same as ending right here after anything. But ending right here, if this green candle went all the way up here and then ended back here, there would be a lot more emotional pain attached to people that don't necessarily have their emotions in check, right? So it's very, very, very good for sustainability to suppress the pump. It's very good. You can complain about it, like, but I want to pump because I want to make more money. But let's go back to Bill, who's buying over here. Dude's going to be 100x over his purchase without the artificial pump. So just keep that in mind. That's why we suppress things. I know people don't fully understand it, and still get some pushback sometime. But we're not short-term investors. We're not short-term thinkers. There's a place for them. I have no judgment for them unless they continue to try to operate that way in our ecosystem. I'm totally cool with you being short-term, total degen. Just do it somewhere else. You go do it somewhere else. There's no judgment from me. Don't blow up our community of sophisticated, thoughtful holders, because we're going to go another 100x with or without you. All you do with your marketing and your pumping and your dumping is just make it that much harder, right? Because, again, circle back to this. You want to pump this up. Let's go shill army, attack. Pump this way up. It's going to normalize at the same spot regardless. It really is, because that's the core base of holders that get it. The problem is when this goes higher, that means this valley is lower. You actually lose good holders that panic because of this precipitous fall here. Does that make sense? Every time you're like, but we need exposure, shill, you are actually most likely ending at a net negative. A net negative. What would you suggest a beginner who is just starting out in the base? I'm not sure what you're asking. The documents are lined out, like step by step. Some of the videos are outdated, but if you're just starting the base case, go into the Discord, start with base case 0, go to base case 1, and then base case 2, and then base case 3, and so on and so forth. And if you need help, ask questions in the Discord, right? You have to define your solvable problem and all that stuff. If you're a guardian, let me see here, proud guardian here. Yeah, so if you're a guardian, you just jump in the guardian tier and get help that way. All right, but you're going to want to start with the base. The base is going to be guard, BUSD, and or because of the market conditions right now, I shared this with guardians yesterday. Because of the market conditions, you could build a base with night. it's not my first choice typically. Typically, we're always guard BUSD. But you could build a base with Knight, especially if you have a super long time preference. But either way, you want to go in and you're going to want to build your base, use walkthroughs, use team. Remember, Laurel says instructions are clear. Thank you. They're as clear as they can be. Remember, we're decentralized. So you can't come in, and I'm not taking, it took me a few hours and a few times reading it all. Yeah, that's normal. Took me about 3 months. So just know that we're decentralized. You can't come in and expect to get your hand totally held, because the upside, much of the upside of a decentralized world comes from the fact that there's no central governing body, right, that is taking all of the profit, right? Like your bank invests your money for you, takes most of the profit. The byproduct is you get HR. They pay for buildings and staff and all that stuff. So and I'm just sharing this with you guys, as holders, you really do have a decision to make, and I'm pretty much making it for you. Do you want me and my resources to innovate new things, or do you want step-by-step hand-holding? You cannot have both at the same time. Okay, the very act of innovation means the early adopters need to be able to figure things out themselves based on the resources available. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. I just started with Knight base, as I just found you guys. I wonder if that's a decent choice. Go into the Wolfden Discord. Go into the Wolfden Discord. Okay, we got support there. Nobody can tell you if you made a good choice or not if they don't know where you're at, where you want to be, what your time preference is, what your aversion to risk is, your risk tolerance, all that stuff, in my opinion. So if anybody ever says, well, that was a stupid decision, how could they possibly know that if they don't know anything about, maybe you're just doing it for fun, right? If you say, yeah, well, I really need to pay for my kid's college, so I'm going to go to the casino, not a good decision. If you say, I need to blow off some steam, I got some money, to blow off, to throw down the toilet, so I'm going to go to a casino, great. That might be a great way to blow off some steam. So actions can't really be judged without the context surrounding them, right? I hope that makes sense. So the Wolfden Discord, you have to do some work on your own, though. You can't just say, what should I do? Like, you have to figure out where you're at, your actual current position, where you want to be, an appropriate timeline, your aversion to risk. You can't try to be like somebody else. You have to know your own disposition. You have to know what you want, and then it's very easy to help you get the things that you want out of life, right? But if you don't know what you want out of life and you're not being realistic about your own disposition, well, then nobody can actually help you. You're just going to run in circles. I'm holding out hopes that I can make no personal choices and still reap the benefits of asymmetry. I know you are. So part of this ecosystem is we're teaching you how this all works. I go live. I went live twice, and I actually explained how a farm is built, right? Why are these multipliers like this? How does this APR work? What are token emissions? Why? Why is somebody paying us to sit in this farm? Those are all good questions. And I've made videos about them all because I want you guys to understand what's going on so that you can look at another Knight. Obviously, we own, so I trust it. You don't have to, but I do. But you can look at another platform and say, well, I know that this APR is supported by trading fees. So does this platform have a DEX? Okay, they have their own DEX, which means they have trading fees. That's good. That's good for sustainability. A lot of farms don't have their own platform, right? They don't have their own exchange, which means they don't have trading fees, which means these emissions are probably really fragile, right? So we teach people things so they can start discerning what is appropriate for them. Of course, you can always just follow our base case. You could just follow instructions. It's going to take some time to understand how to do all of this because it's decentralized. There's no like single button you can push to do it all for you. And there won't be for a very long time. But that's why you get outrageous APR relative to your bank, like outrageous, right? So if you want it to be one click and you don't have to think about it, that's okay. You wait a couple years, that will be a thing, but the upside will be severely, severely diminished. That's the trade-off that is called diffusion of innovations. We've talked about it many, many times. Late adopters feel safer but they don't have as much upside. Early adopters have to be competent so that they are protecting themselves while they are exposed to more risk and more upside. So the important thing here is competence. You can't come in and be like, somebody do this for me. If you come in and you say, somebody do this for me, make me a guarantee, and protect me, then you are asking for government. You cannot say, I hate the government, I hate the US dollar, it's depreciating, I'm going to crypto. Now that I'm in crypto, somebody protect me. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. And the no judgment. Just know yourself. You will only be judged by me and our people if there's a huge disconnect between your espoused values and your values in action. If you say, I want independence, and also somebody please do this for me and protect me and make me a guarantee, that's a huge disconnect. There's a dissonance there. There's a big gap between the values that you espouse and the values that are in action in your behavior. Okay? So just these are just things to think about. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with you if you want to be protected by a government. That's fine. Do not come into DeFi and start blaming other people for stuff and then going on witch hunts. Fragility seems fair to... I prefer environments of chaos and instability, make me feel more comfortable. Yes, me too. Me too. Some of the videos are unlisted. Some of the videos are only available live. This is not, it's really important that you understand this is not, especially public facing, it's not a step-by-step walkthrough. It's not prescriptive. It is actually not legal for anybody to give you prescriptive financial advice. This is very much, here's how things work. Here's a bunch of hints. Here's a bunch of clues. And if you pay attention very, very closely, then you will figure out exactly where to be for yourself. But unless somebody has Series 65, Series 66, and is licensed, so you just can't get you can't get step-by-step prescriptive financial advice. I would not touch it with a 10-foot pole. Here's our base case. Here's why it's our base case. Here's how everything works. Here's what we use. If you use these things, this is what we can help you troubleshoot, right? So if you go and you build some base case off 3 random ass tokens I've never heard of, you can't come in and use our resources, be like, help me, because it would be impossible to show up and actually be helpful to a billion different variations of what random ass people are doing. Something is wrong with you if you want to be protected by the government. I'm judging you. Yeah, I mean, that's a comment in YouTube. I don't care if somebody wants to be protected by the government. What bothers me is that they want all of the benefits, and they also want to complain about the trade-off. There's always a trade-off. You want to be protected by the government, you're going to pay for it, right? Specifically about the mechanics of DEXs and how it can generate this incredible rates. Yeah, I don't know where that video is, and it's really just not that important in the grand scheme. I have broken it down. I might have done it for Guardians only, but it's a real project. Okay, I'll give you the quick answer. What's the point of a DEX? The only purpose of a DEX is to trade, right? Why does this DEX exist? So people can trade. How does a DEX make money? Trading fees. So if people do not trade on a DEX, it's a dead project. People cannot trade if there's no liquidity. If there's no, like when you come in and you buy Knight or you buy Crush, where's that inventory coming from? It's got to come from holders providing liquidity. Why would you provide your liquidity to us? Here's why. Because we pay you for it. Right? You provide Knight BUSD, we pay you Knight. You provide Crush BNB, we pay you Knight so that people can trade on the platform. Farms that do not have trading fees, if they don't have their own DEX, their own liquidity, are very, very fragile. Okay, so this whole thing is very unique. Now, the way it's built is there's a primary node. So you see this multiplier, 60x. This is the most important. I call it a node, primary node on this entire platform. So this entire platform is built specifically so people can trade, specifically so they could trade Knight, right? Pancake swap is the same way, ape swap. You can look at every DEX. You'll see the same thing. DEX token, BNB is going to have the highest multiplier. Why? It needs the most liquidity, so it has the highest incentive for people to provide liquidity. Hope that makes sense. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. I'm going to be pretty quick. Okay, so now we have this primary node. Right, this is secondary node, so you can trade Knight, BUSD. Everything is built off of these, BNB, BUSD, these three right here. This whole entire DEX is built off these three primary nodes. That's why they have the highest multipliers. So let me explain. If you want to trade Wolfie's BUSD, right? Actually, there's liquidity for that. So you could just pull straight from this liquidity pool. But what if you wanted to trade BNB for Wolfie's? Okay. BNB says Nick has been the only business guy my wife actually likes hearing me listen to. Spouses really like me for some reason. I get that a lot. I don't want to speak for anybody. I think Laurel's spouse, Blake. I have a lot of men and women that say the only reason I'm allowed to be here is because my spouse said that it was your event. Okay, so if you want to trade BNB for Wolfie's, see, there's no liquidity for Wolfie's BNB, but because we have incentivized people to provide liquidity here, what happens is you trade BNB for you could enter BNB for Wolfie's for a trade. It will route BNB to BUSD, which means this needs a lot of liquidity for people to buy, right? It will route BNB to BUSD and then BUSD to Wolfie's, right? So a good DEX is built strategically. People are like, oh, it'd be really cool if you put a Polkadot BNB farm on here. I'd provide so much TVL. That has no function. That's what most DEXs fail, because they're like, let's just put a lot of cool ass farms on here. We back into everything. Everything has a purpose to increase the speed, efficiency, safety, functionality of the DEX. So we incentivize people to provide what we need to make it smoother, faster, to make it the best DEX on all of BSC. Okay. Yes, Christina approves. I like Christina. She's one of my favorites. So look, if I go BNB, if I want to trade BNB for Wolfie's, there is no liquidity pool for BNB for Wolfie's, but there doesn't have to be. Let's see if this loads. There doesn't have to be because of the way all of the routing and the nodes were built, right? There just has to be an efficient route of liquidity. So when you type this in, you're going to see the route here. See how it's going from, it goes from BNB to BUSD to Wolfie's. This is only possible because we have BNB, BUSD, right? Liquidity there, and we have BUSD Wolfie's liquidity, right? So there's a routing system. If we do not pay out night for people to provide this liquidity, the routing system does not work. That route does not work if there's not liquidity for those things. Okay? So some DEXs are just trying to pump it. They just try to use APY. We actually calculate how much do we need and where do we need to put the, based on trading volume and all that stuff, what do we need to incentivize the most so that this thing functions, not so that we can sell APY and get people to ape in and ape out. Right. So typically what most DEXs do, and Knight will eventually, is typically there's deposit fees here. So they crank up these APRs and APYs because they want people to ape in, and those APR drops down, they ape out. And all that's happening is the DEX is trying to make bank on deposit fees. They don't have like a fundamental utility outside of trying to get people to FOMO in. And some have a withdrawal fee as well, right? Obviously we don't right now because we're actually trying to build something that functions at a very high level. We're not trying to get people to ape in and take 2% of their liquidity. Is this how you pair the LP? You pair the LP in here, right? Add liquidity. And then if you want to go BNB, we don't actually have a farm for that. So BUSD Wolfies, boom. You just hit max. I don't have any BUSD in my wallet right now. Boom, you just add liquidity. So if I did BNB Wolfies, I could just go boom. I'll click supply, and I would have provided liquidity there. Okay. So hopefully that all makes sense. Yeah, CMC is fun. I'll have some walkthroughs. We do want our best holders to go and like I said, add it to your watch list by clicking this little star. Click that you're feeling good. Oh, some people are feeling bad about Wolfies today. Click that you're feeling good about. Well, those are probably the people that wreck themselves trying to wreck all of you. It's the best. Same with guard. You go to guard. Make sure it's on your watch list. Tell the world you're feeling good about it. So we'll have all those walkthroughs because this is it's very useful for people. It's going to need about a month. So Guardian has enough data. Wolfie's going to be about a month or so of data until this is useful to people. But then it's actually a pretty good way to determine whether or not they should come check out the ecosystem and hang out with us, read our white paper, right? So what we really want is people to jump in and start reading this white paper, start getting to know what we're about. It's great for that. But anybody that buys 10 seconds after it listed on CoinMarketCap clearly did not read anything. They're trying to find something where they can make a quick dollar at the expense of the people that bought the rumor, which is why we don't sell the rumor. I think that's all I got for you guys. I might do a Guardian only. Just depends on how my schedule works out. You guys can check out this Wolf quotes. I have no idea who made this. I'm sure they will tell me eventually. Quotes from the head wolf. Wolfish guard, Wolfie's knight, undead. It's got 18 followers, so basically famous. And they just quote me, which is great. I might just come here and start reading off shit. So keep it up, whoever that is. I'm going to retweet this one. So you can check out Wolf quotes. It's Wolfish at Wolfish quotes. This could go downhill quickly. I have no idea. Like I said, I don't know who it is, so it could quickly go downhill. But so far, we got 2 quotes, and I'm okay with them. These are 2 of my favorites. Thanks for this, getting more clarity. Yeah, it's very complex. For those of you that don't know, I spent probably 4 months, 10 or 12 hours a day, learning how to build all of this and how it all works. So you got to understand that if you're not an early adopter, you will not understand it. Even if you are an early adopter, you won't understand it, but you'll be okay with the uncertainty. That's what makes early adopters, is they are okay with the uncertainty. If you need certainty, just wait. Do not put the burden on somebody else to make you understand. That's not fair. It's not appropriate. The most BNB I've ever seen in your wallet. Yeah, I don't keep dry powder. I have probably a little over $1 million in night, which I accidentally showed Pacoca, and it shows the number, and a bunch of people were blowing me up about it yesterday, I think. So yeah, to just understand that it's not appropriate to jump into a group. I'll close with this. To jump into a group because you're greedy and you are afraid of missing out. You see something listed, you see this chart. To go into a group and demand that others make you understand is the most ridiculous thing. Right? It is the most ridiculous thing to say, I am afraid of missing out, therefore, and I am being greedy, but I also am not competent enough or don't have the risk profile to take this bet. So somebody in here has to make me understand or convince me to violate my own economic and personal principles. That is absolutely ridiculous. Like, the fact that that's the norm is terrifying to me, and we won't allow it. And if that, if that hurts us, that hurts us. I don't think it will. But you cannot go, oh my God, this is going to go, look at this is going to go crazy. Oh, it's on CMC. Jump into Telegram and demand that other people educate you. Educate your fucking self. You're the one that is trying to benefit. Educate yourself. Nobody's asking you. If I show up at your door and say, please buy Wolfies, then you can say, convince me, because you knocked on my fucking door. You do not get to knock on my door, right, and be like, convince me of things. No, I actually want you to go away now because you just came into my world. So just understand, for the last 2 weeks, I feel like I found a hidden gem. Well, it was hidden until about 9 o'clock Pacific last night. And then it went live on CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap almost simultaneously. So just understand this. This is why our communities are the way they are. You have no right for your greed, your fear of missing out, your impatience, and on many levels, and I apologize if this sounds offensive, your lack of competence. You have no right to demand others fill the gap for you. They are welcome to if they want. We provide the resources, and we will spend time with people that are putting an effort into understanding it themselves. But when you come in and you say, where contract, where buy, like, read something. It's not hard to find the contract. If you don't know how to find a contract, you don't know how to find a chart, I don't want you to buy. The exception is if you can formulate a complete sentence that is thoughtful, preferably in English, just because I'm not smart enough to speak multiple languages, then we will work with you because you are clearly putting effort into articulating an effective question. If you cannot put effort into your own question, do not abdicate that responsibility or that burden to anybody else. It will not fly in our ecosystems. Hope that makes all the sense in the world. If not, that's okay. Just leave our community. You can watch videos. You can watch on the sideline. You can come in Discord and creep. Hope you learn a lot. Hope you make a lot of money. Don't waste our time because you are scared. Don't waste our time because you are greedy. Don't waste our time because you did a whole bunch of things you didn't understand, trying to capitalize on something, and now you're in a bad position. Don't. Not in our world. Do that anywhere you want. Sometimes it'll work out for you. And there's very helpful communities. There's communities that don't understand Cartman's Triangle, and they will try to save you. They will act as saviors. And, if that's how they want to spend their days, saving people instead of leading people, that's fine. Go to those groups. All right. Appreciate you guys. Lots more coming probably later today. Maybe tomorrow. It's Thanksgiving tomorrow. Everybody have a wonderful Thanksgiving. We probably are full on Dark Knight launch on Friday. There's been no delays yet. I'm not going to announce it until everything is done. But get your funds over on Phantom if you want to participate in Dark Knight. Wolfsaw, the NFW launch, it's going to be pretty huge, I think. That will follow very closely behind. We were going to do it this week, but decided to make sure that Dark Knight goes smoothly. So all of our sources are dedicated to Dark Knight, and then Wolfsaw, and then we have another event in the first week of February.